Okay, so I have a story to start us out. This
Mm-hmm.
episode is 100% about Jen, but I wouldn't be a narcissist if I didn't make it about me a little bit. I have been, to put it lightly, a little hormonal this week.
Mm-hmm.
How do I know I've been hormonal? Well, there are the usual signs. Worst case of acne I've had in a while, first of all.
You look
Anxiety.
beautiful.
Thank you. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety has been a little through the roof. So there's been that. But the biggest sign I'd say is I've been very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
What's an example? Oh, I'll tell you. Okay. So the other day, not only did I cry 4 or 5 times, one of the times was to the Amazon customer service associate.
Okay.
That was totally justified, though, by the way, I will say.
Do you want to tell that story or?
Let's just say I've been dealing with a return since March, and it still had not been resolved.
I see.
Of Amazon, been using them for over 10 years. Yeah. Never had an encounter like this. Will say the mistake on my part is I did not realize that I had bought from a third-party seller. Just so everyone knows, do not do that. Double check.
Yeah.
That is where I went wrong. And then so started this months-long exchange. But yeah, whether it was the hormones or just dealing with this since March, my voice, I did like when you know that you've it was like that defeat cry where your voice cracks and you're like, oh, I broke.
It's happening. It's happening.
Just really frustrated. It was like that angry cry where your voice cracks and you're like, crap, I broke. Mm-hmm. It was that. But this is what made me realize this is the irrational hormones. Is I cried at Michael because I was upset that when he went to Colorado last week, he didn't listen to me and bring his climbing shoes like I suggested that he bring. That was the reason I cried.
Did he get hurt?
No, but he told me later, he's like, yeah, those shoes were just not great to climb in. And this was 6 days ago that he left for his trip and he was back and everything. And I decided that, 8 days later, I was going to be like, it just made me really sad that I suggested you bring these climbing shoes and you didn't. And he looked at me, he's like, are you crying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know this is ridiculous. This just made me really upset. Mm-hmm. And he starts laughing and I'm like, don't laugh at me. And I fall into a pile of mush on his stomach. And when someone's laughing, you can kind of feel their stomach shake up and down. I'm like, you're still laughing at me. And then I'm getting boogers and tears all over his shirt.
Good cry.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I guess I have to change my shirt. I'm like, don't make me feel bad. It was a sight to behold.
Well, we were talking prior to recording about a transitional period that we're in. And maybe it's a transition all around. You're kind of back to living in normalcy for the most part. Mm-hmm. And so it's a lot. And maybe it just caught up to you this week.
Yes. As we've talked about, men listening, I don't have my IUD anymore. So these hormones are 6 months regulated.
Right.
And interesting enough, I don't know if this is hormone related. I had a night terror last night.
Oh.
Yes.
That always screws you up. If you it ruins your whole day.
It does. And for me, since I had nocturnal seizures, they're really, really similar to me, where I feel like my brain's resetting. And the only way Michael knows that they're different is I can't talk after a seizure. I can't my words, I can't really get words out, but I was talking very coherently. He's like, you didn't have a seizure. I'm like, but my brain feels like it's resetting. It's like, well, Angela, you're still asleep.
Right.
So it's like in Beauty and the Beast, crazy old breeze. That has been me this week. So, and I've been super clingy to Michael. Like the day that I cried 4 times, I would just follow him around and put my hand in his pocket. And he's like, oh my God, are you going to be like this all day? Maybe. You want me to cry again?
Why don't you just cuddle with me and then it just solves all my problems? Like, why are you even walking around right now?
You know that TikTok when the girls just like monkey grip, like carrying like piggyback ride to the guy while he's that. Like, I honestly wanted to, but I probably would have cried during it. It was bad. Like, you guys, we just celebrated 10 years of marriage yesterday.
Yes, yay.
Like, he's locked in and I feel so bad for him some days.
Did you guys celebrate yesterday?
We went to dinner the night before and I had the best stuffed. Oh, what are they? Tater tots. Stuffed tater tots. It's like a stuffed baked potato, but like in tater tot form. Oh. So good. I don't know that. No, you don't have dairy.
Well, I mean, all bets are off the last few weeks. Really, lately, the only thing I've been avoiding is gluten. I need to get back on it, but I could eat those. I should be able to eat those.
And then yesterday we went to coffee. It's really nice.
That's cute.
Okay, enough about me. I just had to catch you up on that.
I like talking about you, though.
Just like feel like we really haven't talked or caught up. So I had to tell you everything in my life.
I can't even believe that we started recording so quickly. I expected to be talking to you for like 40 minutes at least prior to recording.
I had to tell you that story because it was so funny and I sounded like such a freak.
I don't think so. I think it all makes sense. As my personal therapist opinion, I think that it makes complete sense considering the transition of 2021 into a little more normalcy, considering no more IUD and your body is still regulating itself. Right. It all makes a lot of sense.
Well, and I told my mom about it and she's like, well, first of all, like you're going to jujitsu more. So I think like that intense exercise is adjusting some hormones. Yeah, maybe that's where my face is breaking out. She's like, secondly, which I didn't know this was a thing, Jennifer. So you need to tell me if you think this is a thing. Okay. She's like, after I had you, I knew I was done having babies. I didn't want any more babies. But because like I'm a baby person, she said that baby hormones would still come out because I feel pregnant. Like the way I've been acting is like early pregnancy, weird. Right. And she's like, those kind of hormones would come out once I knew I was done having babies, but I was kind of grieving that. So maybe I'm grieving it. Like the school supply list came out.
Oh God.
My baby's going to kindergarten. Yeah. Maybe that's it.
Maybe.
So if when little girl starts going and you start acting like me, we'll know for sure, I guess.
Listen, I have said this before, and I'm not lying, that it is painful for me to walk through the baby section of Target. It's painful. Oh. Like I get upset, I get a little welled up, and then I have one on the other side of the aisle of Target, and that's very difficult. And knowing that now the 4-year-old is one step away from being across the aisle as well. Like, what am I just never going over there anymore? I can't just not go over. Like, it pains me. And I know every time I walk through it, and sometimes I try to just stay on the side where the 4-year-old is and not go through the whole section so I see the baby clothes. But sometimes as I'm on the outer aisles, I like catch the glimpse and I'm like, I know this is not healthy. This is not healthy how I'm feeling, that I am upset about it.
Well, the boy clothes are right next to the baby clothes. I have to look at them. It's horrible. So I'm just like, I put the blinders on. Yeah. I'm like, we're going for boy jeans. That's it.
It's not easy.
It's horrible.
It's really hard.
Horrible. Okay. Sad. Enough about me. Jen, you went on this epic summer vacation, which I followed along. I couldn't even like every picture because you were posting so much between your account is it Janillo or Janillo Forever?
It's Janillo because originally on Instagram it was Janillo Forever because they wouldn't let me have Janillo yet, but they have now. So now Janillo across the board, Twitter and Instagram.
I was really confused from it. Okay. Yeah. Between Janillo and Dillo Stiz, you were posting so much. I could not like every photo. I did see most of them, I'm pretty sure. And you have been posting so much footage.
Yeah.
I was just there and I'm already jealous.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Your
boardwalk one?
Oh, that was Frank actually posting that. So,
but the why am I snapping? The Epcot, I think it was the UK at night photo.
Oh, yeah, that's
gorgeous.
Good. I walked around those countries, trying to snap a picture of every single country. Now that I think about it, did I miss France? I miss France.
I might have a photo for you.
I don't know. I'm sure I do in my archives, but I was trying to do it on this trip. Like, I'm going to take a picture of every single one of these countries. Okay, that was a good one, though.
Silence the phone. So I want you to start from the beginning.
Let's start from the very beginning.
A very good place to start. Okay.
So I know we have some crossover listeners, and if you are listeners of Theme Park Thursday, we are in the midst of a trilogy of episodes.
Mm-hmm. We're going to condense
very detailed. Yeah, we're going to condense this. I'm probably going to concentrate a little more on the mom side on this one. Oh, my pencil's rolling. A little more on the mom side on this one. But, feel free to listen to that one too if you want to know all the specific details.
This is a mom-to-mom chat about the trip, and a Frank to Jen chat is very different.
Very different, yes. Very different. So yes, I just returned from a 2-week trip where we took a road trip down to Disney with some stops along the way.
I can't believe you did it.
I can't believe I did it either.
Like, I can't believe it happened. It was planned, and then you went through with it, and it was epic. And you looked adorable in every picture. Okay. The pictures of you and your husband kissing, so adorable. I may have welled up with tears because it was so precious.
It's pretty fun. So and he will be the first to tell you, I am not much of a schmoopy person. I am internally schmoopy. I love rom-coms. I cry at everything, every proposal I see. I don't care where it's been done. I cry. I am a hopeless romantic. I grew up with the Disney movies and the princess and I'm schmoopy internally. I'm not outwardly schmoopy. Like, I will cry talking about how much I love my family immediately. But like, I'm not going to be like all over, I don't know. Not so much with the PDA. But on this trip, at some point I was like, the kids always take my phone and take pictures. So I don't know when probably in Animal Kingdom, because that was our first day. And I was like, hey, can you take a picture of me and Daddy in front of the tree? And they were like, yeah. And then my 7-year-old was like, smoochie kiss. And this is because on Bluey, they set their parents up with like a date night and all this, and they were very big on the smoochie kiss. So now that is all we heard the whole trip. So every picture they took had to be a smoochie kiss. It was directed. So there was like, pick her up, dip her, do that. And I was like, all right, let's wrap it up. I'm just trying to get a picture.
Everybody's watching. Come on.
Exactly. So, for me, who doesn't love attention, as I have 2 podcasts, that was a little difficult, but they came out adorable. That castle shot, I was like,
oh my God,
professional work right here. I don't even know, but I'm happy I have them. They're quite adorable. So, yeah.
I think we should frame them.
We should. A whole
but actually
a smoochie kiss wall. Maybe.
Oh my gosh, so cute. I love how you just got Animal Kingdom just out of the way day one. You're just like, all right, let's just do it. Let's rip off the Band-Aid.
It's day one. I made it the first stop on the trip. Come on. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. So we had plans to drive. First of all, also, I like to plan these Disney trips like a couple of weeks out. I usually wait till the last minute. This one was planned 2 or 3 months out, and it was a little bit torturous. The lead up was torturous, waiting for it, and then it was a longer trip. It just, I don't know. I think I like the just do it way.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I still haven't planned my September trip. I'm like, I'll do it eventually.
Right. So, packing up a car for 4 of us for a trip that initially was going to take about 10 or 11 hours to North Carolina, which was our first stop. It ended up taking longer because it took forever to get out of New York. So
traffic
was rough. Yes, because traffic on a Friday in New York is always rough, but I thought maybe we were going to beat it a little bit at the time we left. No. So it took a really long time, but the car back seat was packed with activities. So, we had Legos, card games, workbooks, coloring books, sketch pads, the little water games, where you push the thing, you like shoot it in the basketball, like old school.
Where'd you even find those?
Amazon.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
like smaller versions, like instead of the big things.
Oh yeah.
So that was cute. It was like a 2-pack, which was perfect. iPads, obviously.
Did you take notes for this?
I just wrote down everything I had in the card.
I love
in the car, not the card.
I'm eating this up.
Yeah, but I don't have like let's not get crazy. I don't do notes.
This is not an outline.
And then I had them like each take a really like one of those small backpacks. It was like fill it up with whatever you want. Whatever toys you want to bring, whatever. So they have
kids always put like weird crap in there. Like
absolutely.
They put, like a bead necklace.
Yeah.
A pack
like a broken
of
toy. I'm like, no, get this out of here. What is this? No.
You're like, what are we gonna do with this? You're not a toy maker.
Yeah.
Christmas elf.
How is this going to help you in past time in the car?
Christmas in July doesn't exist here.
Yeah. No. So they had plenty to do, and snacks, of course.
Obviously.
Snacks, obviously. And I think we talked about this, that I had bought that thing for the back of the seat. The little organizer thing.
Amazing.
I love it.
The Lego thing.
And the Lego, and I did make the little Lego
which
box.
Jen has a TikTok that she made that did extremely well on Instagram. Thanks. Like extremely well.
I tried. Into the thick of it. I just have to use that song as much as possible, I think. So the only beef I had with the little backseat organizer was for the iPad pocket at the top is great because then the kids aren't like holding the iPads and looking down as they're watching a movie. Yeah. So this is nice, except, and I don't know if it's just my car or what, it's low. So it was like a little lower than where they sat because they're in the car seat and it's higher up. So their eye line is like to the headrest of the front seat.
Can't you adjust the strap though?
You can. And it was all the way at the top. Maybe I should have put it on the headrest.
Yeah, it's like this. My issue with it is if we have the same one, is that you have to take the iPad out of the case every time you want to slide it in.
Yes, same.
And then it's a pain in the butt taking it on and off.
Yes. And then with the headphones, like I was trying to turn the iPad in a way where
you could stick the headphone thing.
Yeah. And if they needed the volume adjusted, that side was up and then that created so it took a little maneuvering, but all in all, it's still a nice thing to have.
Like B plus? B? What would you rate it?
We'll do a B to B plus.
Is this a link we should provide in the Amazon store that we don't have?
Oh, we should on our affiliate page at Magical Mommy Monday.
that we don't have.
So we're going to create one day. I think it should be.
You know what? Maybe we should make a TikTok about all the stuff you used.
Yes. You know what? I took videos as I was getting things together with content in mind, and I only made that one TikTok. So I need to go back.
So now you have content that you could just use.
Exactly. And now this is a side tangent here because I texted Angela 2 days ago on my epic return to Target because I hadn't, been back in the 2 days I had been home. So I finally went back to Target and there was back to school stuff in the dollar section, like workbooks and flashcards and all this stuff. And I was like, oh.
You stocked up.
I stocked up.
Oh no.
Oh no. And I said to Angela, I need the oh no music as I sent her the text. And then she's like, I think the world needs this. And on my way out, I fully planned to then get some video to try to make, but then it was crowded around there. And I was like, never mind, I won't do it. Maybe another day if it's still here.
But I'm pretty sure I did go that night.
Yeah.
And bought some. I got a division and an addition. No, a subtraction book and then 2 flashcards. Which I realized I already had one of them.
I got way too many. I got way too many. I got
but they were $1. So
they were $1. Exactly. Right. I got all the, what are these flashcards? Yes.
You're like, it's making them smarter.
Right. It's fantastic. They'll love these. They'll use them all the time. Anyway, that was a side tangent. So we went to Charlotte So because it took so long to get out of New York, by Virginia, our ETA to North Carolina was pushing in the 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. time frame.
No. Yeah.
And we were like, oh, okay. should we try to get a hotel? The 7-year-old will sleep in his car seat. Right. And you could probably drive across this country. He wouldn't care. The 4-year-old doesn't love sleeping in her car seat. So we knew we had a limited amount of sleep time in that. And I had changed them into PJs on one stop going, okay, here's our final stop. This is it. Here's your PJs. Let's do it. And I had put her in an Ariel nightgown, obviously, like you do.
As you do.
But the elastic around the nightgown was a little thicker. So when she leaned back on the car seat, it was bothering her back. But she just kept complaining that her back hurt so much. And she was like screaming in pain. And I'm like, why does your back? I don't understand.
You're like, do we need an x-ray? What is this?
I'm like, what is happening? So between that and the timing, we were like, well, and the kids always get up early. We were like, well, we could either like get there and get to bed by 2 a.m. and then probably be up at 5 or 6 a.m. Or we can try to stop and like get some real sleep and then just kick out. So we did that in Virginia. And then did like 4 hours the next morning.
As a Minnesotan, who really hasn't had much time in the East Coast, every time I hear people talk about Virginia, I just think about the Pocahontas song where they're like, Virginia Company.
That's excellent. We should play that. To me.
Just add that little edit into the podcast while we're editing.
Yeah, and maybe I'll see if I have any footage of Virginia, and we'll make a TikTok with that music.
Every time, it's just like I just don't picture being there. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so you got to North Carolina.
So we got to North Carolina. Saw some friends there. They were fantastic because they had borrowed their neighbor's jumpy house. And
oh my gosh,
the kids were just set. It had a ball pit, a slide. It was like an epic jumpy house. Yeah. I was like, how much are these? I need to get one. And then I looked at the price and I was like, well, maybe next summer.
How much are they?
That particular one was probably $400 when we looked it up.
Wow. And you get a ball pit?
You get a lot with it. And I'm like, I'm sure these things go on clearance at some point.
Oh, for sure.
I may need to.
Or like Black Friday.
Yes, for sure.
Because they were epic.
And then some of them now, there's like a water slide with them. I mean, they've gone all out with these jumpy.
Or you can like price match.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into this.
Keep an eye.
Put it in our non-existent Amazon store.
But they loved it. So it was good. So yes, we did that. Monday morning, we were like, okay, now it's time to go to Orlando, but not without a pit stop breakfast with our friend Steffers. So I got to meet Steffers in person, and I was so happy.
Steffers, we have been texting.
Mm-hmm.
She's just so great. I feel so bad for her, though, because her dog is going through the gigs right now.
I know.
Oh, my gosh. One thing after another.
I know.
She's she's picking up her blog content. So you got to go over to her blog and check it out.
She was telling me how y'all were texting and you were giving her some help there. I love it.
I was. I'm like, have you done your content for the week? Have you scheduled it? Oh, you don't know how to schedule it? Oh, you're going to learn.
We're gonna get this all set up.
Oh no, I'm being so bossy to her, Stephanie. I'm sorry. I'm so bossy. I'm like, oh, you need to. Oh no, you're doing that today.
Yeah.
It's like fine,
I'll do it. I know. I love talking to Steffers in all caps. It's one of my favorite things on text.
Okay, that's a thing that we do? Okay,
yeah.
I do that too, and I don't know. Yeah. It just feels right.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I think we do that in our group text with Frank as well.
Okay, so it's appropriate.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Like,
so
is this
certain
rude?
people get the caps.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you did breakfast. What'd you order?
I think I just got some eggs and bacon.
That was a really long time ago. I'm not going to follow you.
I know. It was hard to remember. Steffers and Steffers' husband got like epic breakfast that looked delicious. And the kids got some pancakes I think it was pancakes. So that was good. So then that was a nice way to start Monday. And then we drove about 10 hours to Orlando. We stopped at the border, the Welcome Center of Florida, which I don't think I've ever done. And went in there. The kids immediately in a good mood. Once we crossed over that border into Florida, wow, their moods were like, yes, we are here. This is amazing. We inhaled the air and I was like, There it is, that Florida humidity.
You're like, that's what COVID smells like.
Exactly. This is it. And Frank equated it to like how when the doors open at MCO to the outside and you get hit with the humidity, but there's also that like smell of humidity in the air. It's like that.
Like I'm home.
So yeah, we walked around there, did some potty breaks, did some, touristy welcome to Florida pictures. The 7-year-old was in his glory because that whole welcome center is full of brochures of every single thing you can do in Florida. So he just collected about 2 bags worth. And and we were on our way. So then they were like, yay, we're almost there. I'm like, oh, we got like 4 hours left.
So close.
But yeah, and then we got to our friend's house in Orlando and we stayed there. But yeah, I spent 4 days in Disney Springs, doing some shopping, seeing some friends. I got to see our friends Sam and Jocelyn and Skipper Bob and Theme Park Rob. And so I got to see a bunch of people, which was nice.
I didn't know Jocelyn was going to be down there.
I know. Our trips overlapped by a few days and she was down there with some extended family of hers. But I got to see her and her husband Brian, her daughter Mackenzie,
so
who I
fun.
love. So it was so nice. Yeah. So yeah, the first 4 days was me in Disney Springs. And then Sunday for the 4th of July, the original plan, we were going to do a big barbecue at our friend's house. The COVID test returned negative. There had been no temperature for days, all that kind of stuff. So we went back to our friend's house, stayed outdoors, distanced regardless, and like went in their pool and did a barbecue and all that kind of stuff. So then Monday, we started our Disney trip.
You were at Pop?
This episode already.
I know. You were at Pop Century?
I was at Pop Century.
Okay.
Yes.
Had you been there before?
I have.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And I'm trying to think I don't know if I've been there since the rooms have been redone, because I think I had been in movies though last time we were there with the kids, and those had just been redone. So I kind of knew what to expect from that.
I like the Pop rooms.
I do too. I love the little refrigerator sitch.
I like the pulley downer bed.
Yes.
That's really nice.
The kids were like, yay. So excited
can I do it?
Yeah.
So which building were you in?
90s.
Is that's not the one next to the lobby. That one's 60s.
Yeah, that's the 50s or 60s is next to the lobby.
One of the two.
60s, I think.
Because of the flowers. That's what I was in.
Yes. So we were in the 90s with the big Walkman and the laptop, And yeah, we went to Animal Kingdom first on Monday and spent some time there. I spent probably the most amount of time I've ever spent in Animal Kingdom in one shot, and that was 6.5 hours.
Did you eat there?
Yes, we went to Nomad.
I have never been there, and people talk about Nomad all the time.
Yes. So this is the thing. Nomad was never on my radar until this Disney social media community where everyone started talking about it. Never thought about it. So I was like, we need to go to Nomad. This is not a place where you can make reservations. So you got to try to get there. They do a walk-up list, but I think it fills up quick. So we're like, we're going to rope drop Nomad at 11. Something else I hadn't done was taken the train to Conservation Station.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I have either. Maybe. Yeah. No, I haven't.
Yeah, see, this is why you're a dillo. Because Frank went on this train when he went in May. And I'm like, I don't even know where that is. Where is this?
Where is it?
Planet Watch? I still don't know. Is it near the safari? It's close to the safari, I think.
I don't even know where it is.
I forgot. I wasn't paying attention. Mr. Sandillo somehow was like, oh yeah, I know where that is. I'm like, how? Yeah. We did start the day at Navi River Journey and did the safari before that. Mm-hmm. But we went over to Conservation Station because they have an animation experience over there.
Yes.
So we did that because a 7-year-old is all in on drawing and art and all that. So we all got to draw Thumper that day with a little Disney animator, which was adorable. But it was a nice little thing. We got to sit in air conditioning. You draw. You kind of chill out.
Did you see Baby Grace?
No.
Gorilla?
No.
Such a big girl now.
Man, I should. You know what? And I didn't. And there are definitely things I still have not done at Animal Kingdom that I need to go back and do. And there's a lot of trails I haven't done and like all that.
Well, I mean, that's when it becomes more like a zoo. And then you're like, well, I've been to a zoo. I'm going to go on the rides. Is your son big enough for Flight of Passage?
He might be, but I didn't attempt it. So prior to this trip, I had not been on Flight of Passage ever. I know.
What?
I know.
How is this possible?
I know. So after we went to Nomad Lounge, which we did rope drop, by the way, and we rope dropped it at like 5 minutes to 11. And I'm like, oh, they open at 11. This will be good. People were already seated. I'm like, when did you start seating people?
What, they don't normally open early, I wouldn't think.
No, but they did. So, and it was good because after, like, when we were done, I saw that the wait list was at capacity.
Wow.
So after Nomad, we tried the Lion King show, but that was the 12:30 show. We get on the end of the very long line, and the girl was like, you can try. You're probably not making this show. You can try.
Okay, Debbie Downer.
Like, but I was also like, good to know. See you later. Because I'm not waiting on this long line for a chance. I'm not doing that. Excellent. So, and the next show wasn't until 3:30, and we had reservations at Kona at 5:15. So that was
no.
So after that, Jay was like, why don't you go try Flight of Passage? And I'm like, I don't know. The kids, what are you going to do? And he's like, we'll go to the store. They want to go to the store. I'll go to the store. I'll go over to Dino Land with them. Like, just go. And I was like, okay. So and then of course they're crying as I get online, as I'm going on a 10-day journey to Pandora.
And you're like, bye.
Yeah. So then I'm online, and I noticed like the two guys in front of me were like kind of watching the kids cry as they like went away or whatever. But I'm on my phone. But eventually they start talking to me. And so I made new friends on the line, Alex and Connor, former college program. Shout out. Former college programmers, and meeting back up in Disney for a few days. They had me join their party when we went on the ride. They're like, there's three of us.
I love it.
Making friends wherever I go as the introvert I am. So first time Pandora, very exciting. I was nervous though, because of all like my vertigo, my stomach issues. I get nauseous on things. Should I be doing this? I had a bottle of water, drinking it.
Do you bring C-bands with you?
I didn't. And I should have, because I knew this going into it. Right. But I did have some ginger lollipops and ginger gum.
Okay.
I didn't bring them with me to Animal Kingdom. Okay. So cool.
Little poor planning there.
Yeah. And I had water that I was worried about drinking too much of in the hot sun outside in the queue. And I was like, what if I need this after? I might need this. I can't drink it too much. And then the person's like, if you're prone to motion sickness, please let a cast member know at this time. And I was like, should I say something?
Do I let him know at this time?
I was like, now I made these two new friends. I'm going to throw up all over them. It's going to be bad.
Whatever.
What am I doing? But, all was well. And then I get on the Banshee and they, lock you in on the back and they lock you on the
always
legs.
Freaks me out.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, should I do this? Maybe I shake it off. I don't know.
I should have told you my tricks if I knew you were riding. Trick number one, I always push my calves back a little bit so that I'm not fully locked in, which they're probably like, safety.
Right.
But no, I feel a little too trapped.
No one follow that advice, please. That's
I'm talking to Jen, not anyone else.
Me, no one else.
Alleged.
Probably
this
not.
Alleged. Safe. I allegedly do this. I am not advising anyone else. Do this. Don't listen to me. Second, I find a focal point. I just stare at a Banshee and that keeps me getting sick.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of know this back from my Mission Space days when I used to go on it many years ago.
You're so
that, like, you cannot even, don't move your head, don't move your eyes, you just stare straight.
Nope.
The problem with Flight of Passage is that it's like so pretty and you want to see everything. So and you want to look tough. And I was like really trying to hone in on my peripherals.
Yeah.
Be like, what? Ooh. So I think there were only 2 moments where my head kind of felt like it shifted a bit, but overall I didn't feel like nauseous or sick or like, oh God. Like on Mission Space, I was like, please don't fly back to Earth. Please stay in Mars because I can't take it anymore. I can't. And just so I didn't feel that way. And it was very cool. And how they do it is amazing. And like, kind of puts Soarin' to shame, and
it does.
I loved it. So.
It's Soarin' on steroids. It's such a great ride.
Yeah, So let me try to sum up what else, the highs and lows of the rest of the trip. So we did like Magic Kingdom. We did 2 days at Magic Kingdom on Tuesday and Friday.
Yes.
We did Hollywood Studios on Wednesday, and we did Epcot on Thursday. And Hollywood Studios, we had 2 Oga's reservations at the beginning and end of our day, which was
gosh. How did you even get those?
Those only popped up days before we went.
I never ended up getting one.
No, it was constantly booked. And then I was like, Oga's, are you holding out? Is this what you do? And just like a week before you open them all, because I had seen no reservations whatsoever.
No, Oga's is the ultimate blue baller. Is that how you say it? Blue baller? Yeah.
Sure.
No, all the way. Like so hard to get reservations.
Yes, it's crazy. But luckily, got them. The other big dining things that we did was a sci-fi, and we did Topolino's for dinner on Thursday
How was
night.
that?
It was nice, and the food was really good, and the service was nice, and the views were beautiful. There's something missing for me, and I don't know what it is.
I was waiting for the butt. You had a butt in your voice.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about it. And I was telling Frank that like the restaurant seemed very spread out, and maybe that like it didn't feel cozy to me. And I don't know if that's because of current protocols, maybe, which is fine. It just seemed like too spread out. I don't know. There was something about it for me. But food, excellent. Views were awesome. I love the lounge outside. Have you been up there yet?
I haven't, but I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So for me, the Cellier, the one time I've been there, was too crowded. It was like they were pushing the tables together.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I did not like that.
No.
So for you, what would be considered cozy, spread out enough, not too close? Like, I don't know. Like Coral Reef?
I don't know the last time I was there to compare. Like California Grill.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's pretty spread out to me.
Yeah. But it felt more spread out.
Wow. So that was like a cafeteria then.
Right. Like like Jay was like, it kind of felt almost like a convention center setting, you know,
like
that.
Is it huge up there?
It's big. It's big. Yeah.
It's missing the cozy aspect.
Yeah. There's just some, and I don't know if I could fully pinpoint it. That's what I'm thinking it is, but the outdoor area has like some couches and like a little bar and like a little lounge, which is cool. And they would totally go back up there and kind of hang out outside, enjoy the views some more, have a drink. Like that's really nice. But we did that. Not a fan of the Skyliner, as you know, but I did ride it. I took a round trip on it. I attempted it 2 other times and it didn't work. And then I was done with it.
What do you mean it didn't work?
It was not running.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it like died or something, like stopped while you were riding.
You know, no. I mean, I was waiting for that. But.
What did baby girl think? Because she was just an even tinier friend when you brought her first.
Loved it. The first morning in Magic Kingdom, we got to see Mickey and Friends up on the train station, and Minnie Mouse pointed out her ears and then did heart hands. So, I mean, she was basically a celebrity.
Now they're best friends.
Yeah, exactly. But they loved it. She loved the carousel. We went on the carousel 3 times during the trip. The 7-year-old had never been on a roller coaster. He did Mine Train, Thunder Mountain, and Splash Mountain on this trip.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. None of them had seen Galaxy's Edge, including Jay. So this was all their first times at Galaxy's Edge.
What did they think?
Loved it, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. And Jay had seen like every picture and video in existence at this point, and he was like,
different,
it's so different in person and so much better.
Did you build a lightsaber?
We did.
I saw a picture of you with it. And I'm like, did she? What was it? How was that experience?
I did not. So Jay and the 7-year-old went in and did it. We all did a droid build. So each kid did a droid.
I could not get a reservation to build the droid. And I tried like a month in advance, which in hindsight, I should have tried earlier, but I couldn't get one.
Yeah. And what was interesting to me is at the droid build, there was a line and they were taking like walk-ups.
Interesting.
Which I think And I'm not a fan of everything having to be a reservation at this point. It kind of makes it very stressful for me.
It does.
But I don't know that the droid build should have the walk-ups because it feels chaotic and like too many people in there and too much going on. And then you're waiting longer for a spot. I don't know. I don't know if I'm loving that part of it. But it was cool and the kids love their droids. So that was fun.
I really, really enjoy Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Incredible theming.
Yeah.
My only thing is I don't know where anything is.
Yeah.
I've been there so many times at this point. I was there opening day. But I cannot find anything. I don't know where any stores are. I always get lost trying to find the cantina. And I think I'm just that like Disney noob that's like, where are the signs?
Yeah. And that's how I felt with Savi's and the Droid Depot. I was like, I don't know where those are. So we're just going to walk around until we find those because I've actually not even looked into that.
All the Disney like pro vloggers, I remember Brian like doing a tour when he opened the Disneyland one. He's like, everything's just in a big circle. And I'm like, where? Yeah. Where is it all in a big circle? I don't know where anything is. Where is Doc Anders? I don't know.
Yes. Because we came in on the Toy Story Land side. And never did I then exit that way. Even when I thought we would be exiting that way. Nope, we were on the other side. So like, every time.
This isn't the marketplace.
For the same time. Also, something new that we did was Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
What'd you think? Okay, put aside. It's not a great movie ride.
Right. And I knew going in, I was like, I know it's going to be a good ride. They just shouldn't have gotten rid of the great movie ride. And that is my feeling. It's fantastic. The kids absolutely obsessed with it.
Yes.
They should not have gotten rid of the great movie ride for it.
No, I will forever have a little chip on my shoulder with that ride.
Yeah.
It's such a good ride. Actually, I think it's like one of Michael's favorites, which if you know him, you're like, what? It's very well done, but it's like, this was not worth replacing this epic attraction that made up Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
Hashtag always NPM. How could you?
Exactly.
How dare you?
That's how I felt. But it was good. And the kids loved it. And I very much enjoyed it. Yeah. That's my only beef with it. But yeah. And the Daisy part, I mean, kids love the Daisy part.
I didn't I thought that part was like, oh, cute, whatever. But my kids and even Michael thought that part was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I'm watching them and I'm like, oh, you're really enjoying this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they were cracking up. They were, oh my goodness, it's so funny. All right. So those are basically all the new things we did. I'm not going to go into too much detail on all the other parks. We don't have time for that, but you can check out Theme Park Thursday with the list.
Yeah, you mentioned a 3-park in depth with you.
Yes, exactly.
Suggest you go over to Dillo's Diz. You guys, I know we've been a little inconsistent this summer. We know that too. We figure during the school year, we'll just ramp back up.
That's right. We're working on it.
We're moms with kids out of school, okay?
Yeah.
We're busy.
Exactly.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give us a review on iTunes if you'd like. Our social media is Magic Mom Mondays on Twitter and Magical Mommy Monday on Instagram. We have an email, but honestly, we only get spam and weather reports on there at this point. So don't even bother.
Yeah.
We hope you're having a great day, night, whatever you're doing, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.